leadership and community involvement?
Yeah, so first of all, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. So like you said, my name is Evan Tefera. I'm a fourth year at UCLA, and I'm a product of the California Community College System. I can't say anything but good things about it. It's really been a blessing in my life. And in regards to leadership, when I first got to Moorpark College, it was in 2021, and everything was still very remote, and I went there to play volleyball, but all the classes were online my first semester, so there wasn't really too many like community engagement opportunities. So when I went to the career fair the first day, I asked around and there wasn't even any like Black Student Union or anybody to represent that. So I was just like, okay, like maybe, I really hadn't even seen any Black people around, so I kind of just gave up and was like, I'm gonna just stick to the people I know and just practice with my team. And then thankfully, once I got a job, I ended up getting connected with one of my coworkers. She was Black and she was on the BSU, and I guess they just hadn't been tabling that day. And then she kind of like put me on with them, and I got connected. And shortly after that, I was able to pick up a leadership position in this organization called AMEND, which stands for African American Male Education Network and Development. And that program, I can say confidently, has really changed my life. It focuses on the advancement of males, specifically in the California Community College System, and it gives them scholarships, it gives them mentorship, it gives them workshop opportunities just to kind of put them on the right path, because when you look at the statistics, Black men are at the bottom for the transfer rate, the graduation rate, and pursuing a career after community college. So they took that initiative upon them in order to see all these Black men in the community college system start just soaring and pursuing what they want to pursue. So after I was introduced to that, I picked up a leadership position in the organization at Moorpark, and we had a decent amount of Black students, I'll say, but all the Black students were athletes. There was, for every probably 15 Black athletes, there was one Black non-athlete. So that kind of gives you a perspective on how many people were at Moorpark to play sports that were Black. So we had a leadership conference coming up for a MET that happens every year in March. And as the president, I wanted to get as many students, as many Black students as I can at the conference. So I was kind of promoting it, but a lot of the athletes were telling me they had like practice and they had games that they didn't want to miss. So I was also on the volleyball team, so I understood, but I kind of had a meeting with all of them, and I sat down and was like, you really gotta like think about your priorities at the end of the day, because we all have like a passion for sports, but you really gotta think like how far is that gonna take you? You gotta have some type of backup plan, because your body can only take you so far. So you gotta put.
The first major one is time management. I think that managing your time is very important. Set a schedule and stick to that schedule. Set deadlines ahead of time. If you have an essay coming up, don't do everything, last minute until Friday. When you have big projects like that, I usually break them up into, smaller and more manageable tasks. Monday, find a topic, do the research. Tuesday, outline the structure. Wednesday, write your draft. Thursday, proofread. Friday, turn it in. So just being able to manage time is very important. Another habit that has helped me is asking for help. I used to think, I can just figure it out on my own, and I would always try to figure it out on my own, and unfortunately, I learned the hard way that that's not true. It's good to ask for help, because there are people that care and want to help you out, and you just have to ask. The Bible says, "Ask and you shall receive."
Yes.
you.
Amen to that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So, you know, just ask for help. There's resources out there available. You just have to have the willingness to ask. Um, I've had a lot of online classes in high school and college, and you know, I send my teacher an email. If they don't get back to me within like 24 hours, send them another email. I learned that it's okay to bug your teachers. They don't mind being bugged. That's why they're there. Yeah. Relax, and when you feel ready, then you can get back to work with a fresh mind. So time management, asking for help, and taking breaks. Those are three habits that have helped me excel in my academic journey.
That's a good answer. Give up the high GPA while being actively involved in pageantry, and what motivates you to excel in both areas?
Doing pageantry has helped me become a better public speaker, interviewing, and coaching and training. With educational learning, I have to be consistent, driven, and also be, like our previous panelist said, time managing, practicing every day and studying every day helps, and it motivates me to become the best I can be while inspiring others.
Ooh,
Okay.
yes.
So, personal question, are you nervous in front of everyone right now, or do you feel like comfortable?
I feel comfortable. I
Okay.
get a little scared sometimes, but I do pageants a lot, and it helps me with practicing and stuff.
You're doing well. Give it up for that. What motivated you to take on the role of UC Student Regent, and how did you see your background in economics shaping or approach in student advocacy?
Okay. First of all, I want to give a rundown of what the UC Student Regent is. Essentially, for the whole UC system, it's about, if you include UCSF, which is UC San Francisco, it's 11 UCs. They have the regents, which are the 24 individuals who govern the whole UC system. And then there's a student regent who represents all 300,000 students in the UC system. Every 2 years they elect somebody to take on that position, and this year I was elected. And typically it's a graduate, senior, or junior who takes on that position. So I'm the first undergraduate freshman to take on this position. I'm the first undergraduate at 6 seniors. So what motivated me to take on that position as a whole, first it was uncomfortability, right? I feel like you don't typically grow when you're inside your comfort zone. That's why I decided to go to public school junior year in high school. After 6 years of being homeschooled, I was like, okay, that's what I'm used to. I'm ready for something different. And different was what I received. I went to public school. I saw so many things I didn't really want to see, right? that's some things you're gonna deal with, right? And then it came to going to the college. All right, I was looking at USC. I was looking at different colleges, and Berkeley is what fit me best, but not because I felt like I'll fit in there best, but because 30,000 students, there's no way I'm gonna fit in with 30,000 students. I have so much to learn from everybody else. That's what fits me best. And when it came to this role, representing 300,000 students, right? That's pretty hard, especially for someone who just got into college. It's hard to represent something that's been completely foreign to you for the past 18 years of life. But I worked myself up to be able to understand I'm ready for that. To learn that I will be ready for that when it comes to meeting with different delegates of the universities and involving myself to change this first the state and then the world, right? That's the overall goal. And it has to start with yourself. I just mentally I felt like something had to change. I wasn't cool with being comfortable. And that's where it started.
So give it up for that.
Sometimes 24 hours just is not enough. So you gotta really think about what really matters to you and dedicate time to those things. So a lot of times in my first year I had a lot more time, so I was hanging out with my friends a lot and just like enjoying myself a lot more. But I remember clearly during the application cycle, I wasn't able to see my friends as much. I wasn't able to be out as much, and it was really just school, practice, and then classes and homework. So I'd say the main thing is really balance, because at the end of the day, you don't want to burn out, because then you really won't be able to get anything done. But prioritizing balance, like, you know, giving some time to really just see your family, see your friends, kind of de-stress, that will give you the energy you need to kind of propel in all the other areas that you have priorities in. And I say another big one is sleep for me, for sure, because I definitely need my sleep. And when I was practicing early in the morning, I found it like very difficult to get up if I was up late working on homework and doing other things. So just making sure you get enough sleep every night so you're not drained and you're able to give 100%. Because if you're not really giving 100%, then I feel like you just gotta rest up and come back when you're ready to hit.
Any project that you're particularly proud of?
Well, I think what really drove me into programming is just being able to solve problems. One project that I remember doing was in my, I took AP Computer Science in high school, and I designed a program that would calculate the mean, median, and range of a data set that you give it. And you know, obviously that's something I could have done on my own. I know how to calculate mean, median, and range. But what if you're given a data set of, like, say 50 numbers, you know, like that's not something that I can just do instantly. So it was something that when I finished that project, not only was I, you know, proud of the work that I've done, but I was interested in how it was able to take a task and just, you know, it's instant, you know, like I give it 50 numbers and the mean, median, and range just print automatically. So I think for me it's the problem solving and the automation of computers that's what interested me about it. In terms of my summer internship, I was able to use my prior knowledge of programming to contribute to software projects. I haven't done like actual coding, but the reason for that is because I learned that developing software is a process. It's like writing an essay. You know, when you write an essay, you don't just go straight into writing it. You have to, you know, figure out what your essay is going to be about, what are your subtopics. You know, you still have to outline your structure and all that. So during my internship, that's kind of where I was at. I was in the outlining stage of the software development process. So even though I haven't been able to actually, you know, write code, I learned that, you know, programming is more than just sitting in front of a computer and just.
Can you share a memorable moment or achievement from your pageant journey that stands out?
Doing pageantry has given me access to many opportunities. When I competed in World's Perfect Pageant, I won your top supermodel from 2021 to 2022. Doing that has given me access to New York Fashion Week. When I did New York Fashion Week with my mom in 2021, it was super fun. I got to explore New York and do many things. It was super fun because I got to spend time with my family and just walk around New York and stuff.
Can mom stand up? Everybody give it up for mom. Okay, Jackson, this is for you. Outreach strategies that registered over 800 voters and raised substantial funds for community programs.
Okay, that was during my senior year. Right now, as you know, I'm a freshman, so it was around this time, a little over a year ago, right? I think I can give so much credit to my principal. Just as we learned, right? You cannot do it alone. You have to ask for help, right? I wasn't ready to do it alone. I just got to public school. I didn't know how to not be alone. I didn't know how to talk to people, right? So one of the first things I did I wrote like this Bible scripture of an email. It was so long, it's probably like a receipt. And I emailed my principal like, hey, my name is Jackson. This is what I want to do for school. This is what I want to do for the community. Can you help me out? I'd love to meet with you. And he actually responded, right? He said, sure, I'd love to meet you, Jackson. So we met up. His name is Mr. Lawrence. And that email was the start of what I would do for the rest of the school year, right? Because as a principal, he's connected, his actions trickle down, right? He receives commands from the district, right? But when he adapts and says, okay, I'll listen to you guys, this won't be a do for my school though, right? All the kids, they just love him, right? Because he knows what's best for his school. And it was amazing being able to work with him because I said, Mr. Lawrence, I want to do a voter registration drive. Okay, Jax, tell me your plan. I had to think about it. I don't have a plan yet. But I was prompted, I need to make a plan, right? So I went ahead, I went to like a youth leadership conference, I met some people. I worked with the League of Women Voters of Ventura County, and we ran the campaign together. Took about 2 months of planning, you know, the logistics and things, but just taking that action to be prompted to think, you know, I think that's probably the best thing that could happen. And then I also did something, another project of mine in high school was a coat drive, right? That was the $75,000, right? I went ahead and I was already in touch with my principal at the time. I was like, okay, Mr. Lawrence, we did that thing in the fall with the voters, and I want to do something for the community. He said, okay, tell me your plan. I said, okay, my plan is I'm going to reach out to every single principal in the district, and we're going to run this thing together. Put boxes in their courtyards. I'm going to spray paint them yellow. It was like this whole like initiative. And it was great because you have this initiative, but once, like, that's probably the easiest part of it, right? Just thinking it out. And then you have to go and work and actually put the boxes, you know, it's A/B testing. It did not get easier. But that's why nobody really does it, because it's not easy. And the fun part is the celebration, but the work part, that's the real mission right there, right? You don't do it so you can say, oh, I did it. You do it so you can see the impact of what you've done, right? And that was my initiative. That's what motivated me. That's what made me want to go to USC, go to Yale, go to Berkeley, and eventually I chose Berkeley because, I mean, they encourage that to the maximum. It's still part of my life. It's still what I do.
It's just to be a person that, for the community, where people can come and talk to me and feel like this person actually gets me. Because I feel like when Black people go to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist and they're kind of venting their problems and talking about the generational trauma that was mentioned earlier, like if you're telling all these problems to a white therapist, you can only feel like related to so much. So I want to be like an outlet for the community where they can come to me and they can feel heard, like they can feel seen. So that's what motivates me at the end of the day. I want to be able to have that impact on my community. I've seen how negatively mental health disorders can impact the Black community, and I feel like that's a problem that isn't talked about enough. So
I think that my internship experience has opened my eyes to see how computer science and business are connected. Like it was interesting to see how those two fields are connected. I enjoy how, you know, it's cool how, you know, programming can help us design these solutions that, you know, make an impact.
Both in academics and pageantry. And how do you plan to continue to grow and achieve in both areas?
As the president of Our Lady of Malibu School, it helped me become driven and consistent. With pageantry, I really want to get into networking, more public speaking, and interviewing others. In pageantry, I would love to become Miss America. My pageant coaches have been Miss America and Miss Connecticut, so they've inspired me very much to become what they've become. I love to do educational learning. My favorite subjects are math and English, learning arts. So in educational learning, I would love to improve by working harder and studying more. I do study a lot, but just having more skills in critical thinking. And yeah.
All right, thanks. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Morning was already, we have a date for next year of February 21st, 2026. This wall won't be here because it'll be a bigger event. We'll need the other side of that platform.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so thank you guys. I mean, this is amazing. And right now, what we're gonna do is there's meals here for everyone. And we have, I think, turkey, chicken, and vegan choices. So that vegan one, my daughter was coming, so I had to get something over there for her. But right now, it's about, networking, taking pictures with these people right here, and